Hello everyone, John back again with the weekly Championship and Premier League roundup video. As everybody knows, the upcoming weekend fixtures won't be played because it's the international break. So once the international break is done, I will do a separate prediction video as well. So just to start off, there's only one game on the Friday night, which was the West London derby, QPR Fulham. QPR lost to Fulham 2-1, which surprised me because if I remember correctly, I did say that QPR would have done that, but it could have been a draw either way. It was a very difficult game for me to call. Saturday, there was there wasn't an early kickoff. I can't remember, but I don't think there was. There was obviously the late evening kickoff. But to start off in the order, AFC Bournemouth were at home to Leicester, and that was a boring 0-0. Huddersfield were at home to Tottenham Hotspur, and Spurs beat them 4-0. Manchester United were at home to Palace, and surprise, surprise, it was a 4-0 victory to Man United. Stoke were at home to Southampton, and and it was a 2-1 victory to Stoke. West Brom played Watford, and that was a 2-2 draw. West Ham, my boys, were at home to Swansea City. We beat Swansea 1-0, despite what I said at the start of my roundup. My reaction video actually said Swansea 1, West Ham 0, so for some random reason maybe I've called the away game fixture. We'll see. But if you want to see my post-match review, then by all means go do so. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it now, obviously, because I've gone into a bit more depth in the video. And Chelsea were at home to Man City on the late evening kickoff, and City beat them 1-0. From what I saw, the highlights of all the games, there's nothing really to talk about, really, apart from Stoke. You know, the one, Peter Crouch being the little goal poacher that he is, or the lanky goal poacher, I should say. Okay, going to the Championship now. Villa were at home to Bolton, and Villa beat them 1-0, which I called. I didn't call it as a result. I didn't say 1-0, but I did say Villa should beat Bolton because they're absolutely terrible at the moment. Burton were at home to Wolves, and Wolves beat them 4-0. Cardiff were at home to Derby, and that was a 0-0. Hull were at home to Birmingham City, and as I said, it's the Black Country Derby, technically. So yeah, Hull beat them 6-1. Not really sure what's going on there, to be honest with you, but fair play to your Hull. Very, very good. Ipswich were at home to Bristol City, and Bristol City beat them 3-1, which I'm happy about because I can't stand Ipswich. Borough were at home to Brentford, and that was a 2-2 draw. I think I did say that it could be a draw, but Borough should edge it. Millwall were at home to Barnsley, and Barnsley beat them 3-1. That's all I got to say on it. Sorry, Tommy, if you're watching. Notts Forest were at home to Sheffield United, and Forest beat them 2-1. Preston were at home to Sunderland, and it was a 2-2 draw. And Reading were at home to Norwich City. And then, yes, the Sunday games. Arsenal were at home to Brighton and beat them 2-0. No surprises there. Everton were at home to Burnley, and Burnley beat them 1-0. Again, not really much surprises there. Burnley are really, really good away from home at the moment, and their home form's not all that bad either. So, you know, it's looking good for Burnley supporters. And Newcastle-Liverpool was a 1-1 draw. I watched some of this game. 2 cracking goals, to be honest with you. Coutinho's goal was superb. I think it was Coutinho. Let me just double check that. I'm sure it was. Come on. Yeah, Coutinho's goal, and Joselu's goal was brilliant. Now, a lot of people are going to criticise Liverpool for the shock defending, and yes, to a degree, I can agree with it. Joselu comes in between the 2 centre-backs. He's absolutely onside. Great vision by John Joe Shelvey. Ball in. At the end of the day, this is exactly what an attacking team should be doing. Exactly what an attacking team needs to you basically, when you're playing a team like Liverpool that is, as the defence is almost as bad as ours, you know, you just got to take every moment you can. If you see a slight little advantage, boom, take it, go, done, and that's what they've done, and it's great. So I'm going to a little bit of a change here because, as I say, there's the international break coming up now, so there's no fixtures to talk about. So what I am going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the table now. For the Premier League, there's a bottom three of Palace on still 0 points with a minus 17 goal difference. Bournemouth 19th with a 7 goal minus difference. Swansea City -5 on. You know, I mean the table. Okay, all right. Let me put it out into perspective here, people. Okay, we're 7 games into the season. There should be no talk about any manager being sacked. There should be no talk of who's going to win the Premier League yet. It's still too early. Personally, I still believe that one of the 2 Manchester clubs is going to get it. Is going to win it. But we'll see. I mean, you know, we've got 31 games still to go, plus the cup runs, plus Champions League and Europa games. It's ridiculous for anyone to start calling who's going to win the Premier League yet. You know, I always say it's around about February, March time you can actually say, okay, well, this is going to be him, this is going to be them, it's going to be them. You know, a lot of people say whoever's up top, whoever's number 1 at January is going to win the table, and whoever's in the bottom 3 in January is going to get relegated. 99% of the time, that's absolutely right. But as I say, 7 games in, it's all TV talk, it's all media talk. Personally, I just feel that everybody should just shut the fuck up, watch football, enjoy it for what it is, stop over-analysing. Yes, you can analyse the games to the nth degree that people are about defending and positions and blah, blah, blah. But to say that they're going to get relegated if they keep doing this, going to get promoted, you know, they win the title if X and Y slip up, just enjoy it. It's football. It's a sport. We're supposed to enjoy sport. Okay? So just please button it, media people. Okay, so as I say, there's my Championship and Premier League roundup. Actually, no, I'm going to talk before I finish it. We're going to look at the Championship table as well. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the Championship is now 11 games, with the exception of a couple, 4 teams that have got a game in hand. You know, they're all. It's all 11. There's 11 games in the season. Okay, so basically the bottom 3 are Bolton, no surprises there, 2 points from 11 games. Sunderland 7 points from 11 games, and Birmingham 8 points from 11 games. Now, straight above that, you've got 3 teams all with 9 points. Burton and Brentford with 11 games, and Reading on 10 games. So, to be honest, as it stands at the moment, and likewise looking at the top 6, right? Cardiff 24 points, Wolves 23 points, Sheffield United 21 points, Bristol City, Leeds United, and Preston 20 points from 11 games. So you know it's almost a third of the season for the Championship. Not quite, but it's almost. You know, and Villa are knocking on the door, literally a point behind the playoff places at the moment, whereas Millwank 13 points at the moment, so basically five points from safety. So 5 points above the relegation zone, I should say. So yeah, but anyway, so here we go. So let's just see. Oh, sorry, I forgot the Sunday game in the Championship. Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, yeah. Oh, no, I did talk about that, didn't I? Oh, anyway. Okay, so where are we? Sorry, guys, I'm just lost my train of thought here. Yeah, because I was only looking at the September. So, so yeah, Sheffield Wednesday 3, Leeds United 0. So, come on, sorry. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so do you know what? Yeah, I will. I'll do the predictions for the upcoming week, upcoming fixtures. So let's just get this done properly. Come on, where are you? Okay, so yeah, Friday the 13th of October. There's 2 championship games, which is the play-up games to get everybody onto 11th games of the season. Birmingham City take on Cardiff, and Bristol City versus Burton Albion. Birmingham, I've got a funny feeling they might get a draw out of this, and Bristol City against Burton, maybe a draw. Okay, so Saturday the 14th of October, Premier League roundup, early kickoff of Liverpool Man United. That will be a very, very good game. Be a great game to watch on Sky. But yeah, I think that's a Man United win. Burnley at home to us. That's going to be a tough game. I think we should get a point. We really should get a point out of that one. As long as everybody turns up and plays 10 times better than they did on Saturday against Swansea. Palace versus Chelsea. That's got Chelsea 3-4-0 written all over it. City versus Stoke. Stoke loss, I'm afraid, guys. You know, City at home, you're not going to win. Swansea versus Huddersfield could potentially be a draw, but I've got a funny feeling Swansea will lose. I really think Huddersfield will take them apart. Spurs versus Bournemouth. That's a Spurs win for me, 2-1. And the late kickoff of Watford at home to Arsenal. It's in the way Arsenal win, I'm afraid, guys. Championship, Barnsley versus Middlesbrough. Yeah. I reckon that could be Middlesbrough away win. Bolton versus Sheffield Wednesday. It's a difficult one to call, but I reckon Sheffield Wednesday would just do it. Brentford at home to Millwall. That's a Brentford win. That should be a Brentford win. It probably won't, but it should be. Fulham versus Preston. That should be a Fulham win as well. It's interesting that there's 2 West London teams at home. That really happens in the Premier League. Leeds versus Reading. That should be a Reading win, I think. Even though Leeds are getting very high up at the moment, I've got a funny feeling Reading might just hedge it. Norwich versus Hull. I think that's going to be a Hull. Actually, it could be a draw, but I think that's going to be a Hull win, especially after that 6-1 annihilation that Hull did. Sheffield United versus Ipswich. I think that should be a Sheffield United win. Sunderland versus QPR. That should be a Sunderland home win. Wolves versus Villa. That will probably actually be a draw. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a draw, or it could be a home win. Not 100% sure yet. Sunday kickoffs. 1:15. Derby versus Nottingham Forest. That should be Notts Forest. Brighton versus Everton. I think Everton's going to just hedge that. I think just get a bit of momentum coming back into the team. They didn't play too badly against Burnley, to be fair, but yeah, just couldn't do it. Southampton versus Newcastle. 4:00 kickoff. That's a tasty game. I don't know. I'm gonna sit on the being boring and sit on the fence and say it's a draw. And then the Monday night kickoff, Leicester versus West Brom on the 16th of October. I think that's a Leicester win. Really do. And then that's it, guys. So there you go. Thank you very much for your time. Apologies for my waffling. I've got but that's football, you know. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. I will be doing a weekly thoughts video at the weekend. Probably Saturday or Sunday, more than likely Sunday, but we'll see. Yeah, because there's quite a few tasty things already to talk about. So check out that. That'll be coming up at some point over the weekend. But in the meantime, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you soon, and take care.